Hi, my name is Susie Hernandez, and this is me delivering the body of my persuasive speech. And during this speech, I'm going to be giving you guys the 3 main ideas of my speech, along with citing my sources at the end. So, my first main idea is that at the age of 18, you are allowed to enlist into the military, but you have to wait until the age of 21 to buy a pack of cigarettes. Why are we allowing people to lay their lives on the line for our country, but telling them they have to wait until the age of 21 to buy a pack of cigarettes? That is something that is so common to do in the military, is smoking. So, whether they're enlisted in the military at 18, they will be exposed to people smoking, people drinking. Not only will they probably be exposed to these things, but they will probably be offered them. So they will have the opportunity to they themselves smoke or drink alcohol while still under the age. And at some point in each one of our lives, we have to make the choice if we want to partake in any of that, and smoking and drinking. We'll all have to make that choice at some point in our lives. But to that, you may say that they are old enough to make decisions regarding their own lives that won't affect anyone else. And to that, I say that is a valid point, but let me just give you a different example so you get a different point of view. And bringing it back to that, us deciding if we want to drink and smoke is something that at the end of the day will affect us the most. It may affect somebody else in our life, but it will mainly affect ourselves and our body. But I'm not going to completely derail that idea. I think it's a valid point, but once again, I'm just going to give you a different example and a different point of view so you guys better understand where I'm coming from. So that brings me to my second point, which is, why are we allowing 18-year-olds to vote but not buy alcohol for themselves? When we give someone the right to vote, we give someone the right to decide who runs our country. Voting is something that is very overlooked. Voting has such a high responsibility, and it is something we should take more serious. And I'm not saying you don't take it serious. I'm just saying some people just don't take it seriously, especially the younger generations. But that's why also voting not only affects the person voting, but it affects every single person in this country. It affects me, it affects you, and it affects our neighbors. Voting has serious consequences, just like drinking alcohol does. Voting has a consequence and an impact in our present and in our future, along with alcohol. It has an impact in our present and it has an impact in our future. Sorry. The voting and alcohol age should be the same, because otherwise we are restricting people's rights. And though this is a difficult issue to bring up and talk about, it's something that many people are passionate about because of how important it is. And that brings me to my third point, that legal action for this to actually happen is not easy. And we would have to have an amendment change, which is not something extra easy to do, but it is something we can do. And it is accomplishable and attainable if we all work together for it. This could be something that we as a country come together to try to change, because these restrictions make our country seem very unfair and very hypocritical. So those are my 3 main ideas. So now I'm going to cite my sources for you guys. So my first site I went to was Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and it was titled "Minimum Legal Drinking Age of 21 Saves Lives." It was published September 3rd, 2020. And my second source is from the New York Times. It is titled "When Are You Really an Adult?" It was published January 18th, 2020. My third source is from Boston University, or BU Today, and it was titled "Drinking 18 versus 21," and it was released on October 21st, 2010. My fourth source is from Washington Examiner. It is titled 18 or 21, Time to Make Up Our Mind Up. The source is from Rhetoric and Civic Life. It is titled Drinking Age versus Voting Age, and it was released November 28th, 2012. And those are my 3 main ideas along with my sources. Thank you guys.